This is Azzyland. Previously crowned YouTube's top female creator of 2019 by Business Insider and Canada's biggest female gaming creator in 2022, has left the platform without a trace. You may know her from her reaction style content on YouTube, or her years-long feud with Sniperwolf, which came to a head in 2023. And after that, she vanished. Today we're diving into what happened to Azzyland. Now, I'm not Azzy, so I can't give you a final answer, but I can take you through a celebration of her content, what led up to her disappearance, and why I think she left. The Azzyland channel was created on May 8th, 2015, and Azzy uploaded her first video a couple weeks later titled, My First Video, Azzy's Intro to Cosplay and Gaming. In the video, Azzy shares that she created the channel to connect with other people who shared her interests, and she talked a lot about her love for The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, and just generally how she's gotten into cosplay. The beginning of her channel was primarily marked by gaming videos and cosplay vlogs. Sometimes she combined the two, cosplaying in her Let's Play videos, and at this time she was posting about one video a week. In late 2015, Azzy hosted the YouTube show Before They Were Famous, after meeting Michael McCrudden through a different project, who later brought her on as a recurring host for the show. She was part of PewDiePie's Before They Were Famous that he ended up reacting to, and she ended up reacting to his reactionception. I think it's cool that she hosted this show, and it kind of reminds me of the little shows that different YouTubers hosted. Unfortunately, I can only think of problematic examples like Tobuscus's Cute Win Fail and Shane Dawson's WTF News. Weird times. Does anyone remember that? But her first big video was a Far Cry Primal playthrough, which has 807,000 views today. It's slow-paced, mostly cutscene reactions, and very low energy compared to Azzy's later content. It certainly feels like a new YouTuber who's trying to find their voice and kind of figuring it out on camera. On July 9th, 2016, Azzy posted a video called My Butt Is on Reddit, where she talked about how her diva cosplay went viral on Reddit, leading to pretty negative comments. And this diva cosplay is important because it would lead to her first interaction with a content creator called Sniperwolf. Around the same time, Azzy debuted her relationship with Kwebbelkop, a YouTuber known for his gaming and reaction videos, according to the YouTube fandom page. If you're a Danny Gonzalez fan, you may recognize the name Kwebbelkop because he's now making these interesting AI reaction videos where he's not actually reacting to the videos, and also it's maybe an AI version of him reacting, allegedly. Anyway, during her relationship with Kwebbelkop, which lasted a few years, a ton of her content became couple-centric. House tours, prank videos, challenges, you know the type. Classic YouTube couple era stuff. If I had to describe Azzy as a content creator, I would say that she really plays into the gamer girl / ditzy girl bit. Like, I think if you only watched a handful of her videos, you'd think that she really is that way, but honestly, I think she's just playing into it, and I don't think that's a bad or a good thing. In a real Q&A video she posted in April 2017, she talks about how a lot of her early comments were marked on her chest, and said that she uses the size of her chest for views. Azzy shared that she doesn't think it's bad to show off her body.
Another really awkward question. Why do you always show your boobs? Let me just start this, because I don't give an F. This is me, and if I want to show my boobs, I can. I spent my whole childhood being completely ashamed of them. As a kid, I was hunched over because I didn't want anyone to see my boobs. So I spent my whole life hiding them. I am sick and tired of that. I am finally completely happy with my body, and I don't give a F. So if I want to show them, that's fine. And I think that anybody can do whatever they want. Every single girl has boobs. I don't see what the big deal is. And like, I'm not gonna wear different clothes than every other girl just because my boobs might be bigger than other girls. I don't think that's fair, and I think that there's nothing wrong with them. So sorry if it bothers you, but this is me, and you can either take it or you can leave it.
And honestly, I can imagine she got these types of comments a lot, and I feel like if I were in her shoes, I would probably play into it too. Here's the thing with comments from strangers on the internet. It never really stops, and you have a few choices on how to handle it. You can let them know it's bothering you, you can ignore it, or you can play into it. And trust me when I say that choosing to let your audience know that something bothers you will make them comment it 10 times more. Like, guaranteed.
I've had these for a very, very long time, and they are real. But can we change the topic now, because it makes me a little uncomfortable?
It's important to mention that she played into it a lot, with sexualized and clickbaity titles and thumbnails. For example, on May 26, 2017, Azzy uploaded As Promised 1 million subscriber special. In the video, she celebrated hitting 1 million subscribers while pretending to be naked in public. She was actually wearing a skin-colored dress that was blurred for the video, and she's running around screaming 1 million subscribers in the street, just being very extra so people would stare at her and it would look like she's naked. Here, she's playing into the sexual comments that she gets and benefiting from it because it's clickbait. A few other examples include Don't Watch This Video, where she pretends to be naked for a Q&A video, pretending to play Resident Evil 7 naked, thoughts from my shower, etc. Even in some of her early Q&A videos, she has a running bit going where people will ask like, would you ever date a fan? And then she pretends to go on a date with a fan that blows air. Once again, not shutting it down but playing into it. In late 2016 to early 2017, she's doing a lot of everything. She's collabing with Gloom, doing challenge videos. She even did a YouTuber music video. Once again, it's really like looking at a time capsule. This era of YouTube is so funny to look back on. Also, I wanted to call out this funniest kid test answers video. In researching for this video, I was like, wait a minute, this is so familiar. And I searched across her channel to find that, yeah, she kind of made the same video multiple times a year for a few years. I was fully expecting her to reuse a handful of images, but nope, it's different every time. And I mean, if it works, it works. But these videos really give me Facebook mom vibes. Like, some of these images I could imagine being posted on Facebook and my mom replying with a crying laughing emoji as she sends it to the family group chat. Just Facebook mom vibes, I think. May 2017 is really when Azzyland shifts her channel from challenges and gaming to primarily reaction style content, and a lot of the videos were getting views in the millions. She posted reactions every single day, and I'm not saying this as a fact, but I wouldn't be surprised if she batch filmed her videos since they're just reactions. But once again, I can't prove it, just a theory. I do wonder why Azzy made the switch away from challenges and gaming content, because it wasn't like her other content was underperforming. Her videos as a whole were doing well, as in reaction videos weren't necessarily doing better than non-reaction videos. But as she continued to do daily reaction content, non-reaction content would flop. Outside of reaction content, she posted pretty trendy content, 24-hour box fort survival challenge, girlfriend does boyfriend's makeup challenge, trying life hacks, whisper challenge with Gloom, etc. Typical content from 2017 to 2018. And from 2018 up until she stopped posting, she just posted your typical daily reaction style content with random IRL content from time to time. Azzyland uploaded her last 2 videos in September 2023. Traveled 10,000 miles to get kicked in the face by Steve Aoki, and a members only video, TikTok Made Me Buy It, which, if it's like her other TikTok Made Me Buy It videos, it's just reacting to TikToks of weird products, not her actually buying the products. And then that was it, her final upload to the Azzyland channel. So what happened? Why did Azzy stop posting? Well, I think that her exit from the platform may not have come out of nowhere. I think it was actually years in the making, and her feud with SSSniperwolf being the final straw. So before we can get to my speculations about what happened and why Azzy stopped posting, we need to talk about Azzy and SSSniperwolf. I know, it's another explanation video, but it's really important and I'll try to keep it brief. We interviewed SSSniperwolf's biggest victim from TBH, Azzy describes her first interaction with SSSniperwolf after both women cosplayed D.Va from Overwatch. Azzy did hers first, and then Leah's cosplay followed soon after. While Azzy acknowledges that she didn't think Leah was copying her at that point, she describes people tagging her in Leah's cosplay and telling them they should collab.
Basically, I posted like 3 D.Va photos on Instagram, and then 2 YouTube videos, I think, and then she did a D.Va cosplay too. I don't really think it was related, but I don't think she knew about me because I only had 50,000 subs and she had like 3 mil or something. And I started getting tagged in her photo and people were being really nice. They were like, oh my god, you guys are so pretty, you guys should collab. Like, it's just really like wanting to like see us like take photos together with Diva. And I didn't know anything about her because I just heard about her for the first time. And I run to my now ex, then boyfriend, and I'm like, oh my God, look. I'm like, there's this girl, people are tagging me in. I'm like, maybe I'll have another friend in the cosplay world. And he's like, babe, that's Sniperwolf. She's not gonna want to collab with you. She hates women. And I got mad at him and I was like, you're being a hater. You can't believe everything you hear online. And then like under 24 hours later, she is like tweeting about me saying, kind of annoying when people compare my cosplay mirror selfie pictures to highly edited photoshopped photos where people edit their boobs and waist, etc.
Quite clearly insinuating she's talking about you, right?
Well, then people started saying I talk about Azzyland, and she started liking their comments, and then she's saying like I don't belong in this community. Like she sees so many people who look unrecognizable in real life. Like she has never seen me in real life yet.
So her motivation there was to essentially eliminate the competition, i.e. you.
I was not competition though. I had 50,000 subs. I was like I wasn't a big YouTuber at all.
And this was the beginning of their feud. Azzy described a years-long pattern of Sniperwolf copying her videos and her thumbnails, followed by accusations of copying from Sniperwolf herself, and then people online comparing the two and sending Azzy hate for copying Sniperwolf.
Wait, hold up. These videos look familiar. I'm gonna have to give that one a 5. The wise words of Michael Wilson. Remember to always be yourself, unless you suck. Then pretend to be somebody else. And that's on Azzyland.
Fed up from the situation, on December 3rd, 2017, Azzy tagged Sniperwolf in a tweet, writing, "Coincidence?" with screenshots comparing a thumbnail from Sniperwolf to one of her own. Sniperwolf's partner at the time, Evan Sausage, replied with his own comparisons, accusing Azzy of copying Sniperwolf. Coincidence with same videos and recreating homeless thumbnails right after? There's more. You have also tried copying her branding as well. She's gotten thousands of comments saying someone is copying her and everyone mistaking you for her. Azzyland replied, "Not calling her out for copying vids. I can show pics all day of content I posted first that she posted second. It's a coincidence she used the same text I used for that thumbnail since I made it. I'm surprised she sent you to fight for her. I thought you'd be busy filming her gameplay." A comparison that comes up a lot is from Azzyland's house tour from December 2018. She's wearing this red dress and a ponytail as she takes the audience around her house. And like I said, she has done so many of these house tours, it wasn't out of the ordinary for her. Many compare it to Sniperwolf's house tour posted 7 months later in July 2019, where Sniperwolf is wearing, you guessed it, the exact same red dress with the ponytail. And in the video, she stops at the same items in her own house as Azzy did in hers. Recently, says a year ago, Azzyland pinned a comment on her own house tour writing, "Thank you so much for the kindness. I enjoyed sharing this part of my life with you all. For those asking for a link to the video explaining the drama," and then she shares a link to Nerd City's video. In the Nerd City video, she said that being compared to Sniperwolf so often through viral TikTok edits made her not want to be online. And because Sniperwolf had the bigger platform and accused Azzy of copying her, Azzy felt that she would receive more hate.
So basically like a trend started on TikTok of accusing you of copying her, and it became like a way to trend on TikTok.
Yeah.
What a nightmare.
And it's been such a nightmare because I'm like, it's made me not want to like open my phone or log in or be a part of social media when at some point like this was like a safe place for me to come and escape reality, and now it became like hell.
You log in and you're being tagged constantly in negative comparisons or where you're being accused of plagiarism.
Yeah, it's like even if I try to avoid it, it will just pop up on my feed. I could not look at the comments, it will just pop up non-stop.
I can only imagine how Azzy would feel. Like, this is probably something that she carried at the back of her mind in every collab, at every event, or making a video. Wondering what people would say, how Sniperwolf would copy her, or even how she would spin this situation to hurt Azzy. And once again, I don't know Azzy, this is a parasocial assessment of her character, but for someone like Azzy who seems empathetic, goofy, and fun, I can imagine that this drama took a toll on her. So while the comparisons of Sniperwolf and Azzy are an ongoing thing, in 2022, Jacksfilms decides to pick a fight with Sniperwolf, if you will. So we need to take a brief intermission so I can catch you up on the relevant pieces about Jacksfilms versus Sniperwolf. And yes, I promise this is relevant to Azzyland. I will connect the dots. Alright, so there's a million videos about just the two of them if you want the in-depth tea. But Jacksfilms comes in later, and I think his insights may have caused Azzy to rethink her content. Bear with me. On October 26, 2022, Jacksfilms uploaded a video called Sniperwolf, where he talks about how he saw Sniperwolf get a mansion from making bank on her reaction vids. So he started a new channel to do the same thing. On the Jacksfilms channel, he reacts to videos of Sniperwolf reacting to videos, talking over her, reacting to the videos himself, pointing out that she watches videos twice to pad the watch time, etc. He makes it as cringy as possible to watch too. In my notes, I called it millennial cringe.
This is one disappointed mom.
Then you in trouble.
Ha, am I right? Hey, no cap, on God, bet. Remember Fruit Roll-Ups? Man, only millennials will get that reference. Oh, that went dark. Wowzers. Viewers, pardon me. My jaw is on the floor right now. I've never seen such a sight.
Over time, these videos evolved to rating Sniperwolf's reactions to things, and later to playing Sniperwolf bingo.
It's like the first episode of an anime. Things are normal one day. I was in my living room. Just the roof collapsed, and then the sky collapses, and then the second sky collapsed.
Shaky cam? Also, I'm gonna say that anime comparison made no sense. People got bingo? Someone got oh shit, Ori got bingo? Oh no. Congratulations, Ori.
His problems with Sniperwolf include, she doesn't credit creators, she repeats the captions but louder, she replays videos to pad watch time, she copies captions from videos and plays them off as her own jokes, she sits in silence and watches the videos, she mutes videos to steal the joke, and she puts a TikTok in without reacting, just padding watch time.
Where did SSSniperwolf go? Why isn't she taking up 2/3 of the frame like she always does?
So basically what started as a bit evolved to a war on stolen content, as Jack would put it. In his video, The War on Stolen Content, Jack interviews creators who had their videos ripped by Sniperwolf. You should check out his video, it's really fantastic, and I think it's one of those videos similar to H Bomber Guy's video, Plagiarism and YouTube, that I think call out harmful practices on YouTube that I hope have inspired some real change. But we have faceless YouTube channels now run off of AI, so I think this platform's still got a million problems. And Jack's called out a lot of reaction channels, but his problem with Sniperwolf in particular was that YouTube was rewarding it and putting her on a pedestal for her bad behavior. Anyway, there's a million videos about this. Ultimately, you should check out Jack's videos, The War on Stolen Content, and let's talk about Sniperwolf about the topic because they're really interesting and really well made, and honestly, I just really love all the points that he brought up in those videos. Okay, it's time to reconnect the Sniperwolf, Jacksfilms, and Azzyland dots here. After years of silence, Azzy came forward with her side of the story, sparked by the drama between Jack and Sniperwolf. And her story demonstrates Sniperwolf's long-standing history of alleged bullying and online harassment. I strongly encourage you to watch these interviews. TBH and Nerd City did a really great job talking to Azzy and helping to share her story, so please check them out if you want to learn more and hear from Azzy herself. But besides showing a history of harassment, it seems like Jack's message regarding the war on stolen content and overall criticisms towards the reaction genre really spoke to Azzy. A few days after the TBH interview went live, Azzyland tweeted, "If Jack had decided to critique my content instead, I would have felt it was fair. In fact, moving forward, if he wants to use any of my videos to play bingo with, he has my permission." His new channel shined a new light of a perspective that I hadn't considered before, and it made me want to make better, more transformative content. So Jacksfilms, if you want, I got a mountain of dog shit content ready for you. And a few months later, the two would connect for a collab video called Reacting with an Awful React Channel featuring Azzyland. In the video, Jack and Azzy react to one of her reaction videos, and Jack provides his critiques on how she could have done it better or been more informative through her reactions. Azzy takes the criticism well and shares that it made her rethink what kind of content she wanted to make.
Azzy, please correct me if I'm wrong, but the reason we are here talking today is because you had seen some of my previous bingo streams.
I saw all of them.
You saw, as a result, you wanted to make better reaction content. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I kind of felt like a jerk afterwards. I was like, oh man, I didn't know that I was doing this.
You were like, hey, let's do something together. I realized that, you know, maybe my reaction content could be a bit stronger. Because there are two approaches that you could have taken, right?
Yeah.
One is, fuck this Jacksfilms guy. But you didn't do that. You did the exact opposite.
No.
You saw my stuff and you were like, maybe there's some truth here. And you did some self-reflection. Like, what I'm trying to say is that what you did was huge.
I think this is really interesting because I do think Azzy took this criticism to heart and she seemed excited about bringing new content to the channel. But over a year later, she still hasn't posted anything. I've talked about this in some of my other videos, but there comes a time when your primary content on YouTube is no longer feasible. It's no longer the trend, or a creator has waited too long to pivot their content. And you can kind of see that reflected in Azzy's views in the last year that she was creating content for her channel. The same videos that were getting 500,000 to 1 million views were dwindling down to barely cracking 100 to 200K. I do want to mention briefly that in the TBH video, she did make some light claims about SSSniperwolf potentially sabotaging her channel, allegedly potentially using bots that would open a YouTube video and close them to harm the video's performance in the algorithm. To me, it just feels kind of less likely and too much work. It seems more likely that over time people just stopped watching reaction style videos, but let me know what you think. With creators like Azzy, I do think people watch for that specific person's reaction. Otherwise, why not just watch a compilation video without someone reacting to it? When I first wrote the end of this video, I questioned the difference between Azzy/other reactors versus a channel like Daily Dose of Internet that just takes videos from the internet and puts them in a compilation. I know that Daily Dose of Internet very clearly credits creators of the videos, but ultimately as a YouTuber, I feel like it's just low-level content. It takes maybe an hour to collect the best videos from the day, put them all in Premiere Pro, add credits/text, pop an intro and outro on it, and then export, upload, and profit. I think ultimately, yes, DDI does a service by collecting all the videos and putting them in compilations, versus someone like a reactor who looks up cool TikTok inventions compilation, takes that video and reacts to it. It's possible that some reactors do make their own compilations to react to, but it's probably more likely that they react to pre-made compilations, right? In the war on stolen content, Jack and the content creators he interviewed shared that their videos don't get more traction from reactors. So I would venture a guess that the same is true for channels like DDI. So once again, how is that different? Let me know what you think about this. How are reactors that different from people who make compilations? I'm willing to listen. I have an open mind. Anyway, Azzy said that collabing with Jack made her want to rethink her content, and she said that she had some ideas for where she wanted to go with her channel. But it's almost been 2 years since then. What happened? Now again, I'm not Azzy. She's never publicly said I'm quitting YouTube. She hasn't even posted on her community tab since, but based on what we do know, here's what I think. First, it could be burnout. Azzy was uploading daily content for many years. That's a lot for anyone, even if the videos are reaction style and much lower effort. Doing the same thing over and over, especially when your content becomes less about your interests and more about what performs, can make even the best job feel like a chore. I'm sure to some degree she wanted to take a break and enjoy life. Second, it could be a combination of audience fatigue and Jacksfilms critiques. Azzy's views have been declining for a bit, and I'm sure reaction content was getting pretty oversaturated by late 2023, but I also think she took Jack's criticisms to heart. It sounded like she had some ideas on where she wanted to take her channel and break away from the reaction style content. Finally, the SSSniperwolf situation might have been the last straw. After years of staying silent, Azzy finally said her piece and then had to deal with the fallout. While she was met with a lot of support, I'm sure she had her fair share of hate and backlash. Not to mention the anxiety of finally speaking up against someone like SSSniperwolf, who rarely backs down and allegedly escalates situations. I'm sure that to some degree this whole thing made Azzy reevaluate if this was even worth it. And maybe she outgrew the platform. She was on YouTube for 8 years when she stopped uploading, and sometimes people just outgrow the content they're creating. For a lot of people, YouTube isn't the goal, but a stepping stone to what they truly want to do. Ultimately, I don't blame any creator who wants to take a break from content in the online world. Though I do think it would make your audience pretty sad when you stop uploading without saying anything. And sometimes people worry, and like with my gloom video, they make up rumors that you've died when you haven't actually died, and it's really weird. If Azzy does come back to the platform, I'm curious what type of content she would make. But until then, be patient for Azzy's return or her next update. Give her some space to take the time that she needs away from the internet, and maybe like gloom, she'll come back. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment, let me know what you think. And I want to give a huge thank you and shout out to Dimension Lord, who has been a member of this channel for over 12 months. That's such a long time. Thank you for the support. I really appreciate it. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.
In that moment, I realized something incredible. The real key to internal youth is love. Love for the moment, love for yourself, and love for others. And I had all of that right here, right now. I mean, actually, I had all of that all along. I found pieces of eternity in every hug, every laugh, every embarrassing dance, and every person I met. I found it in a community that's been there for me, just as I tried to be there for them. A community that saved me in more ways than I can count. Life is made up of moments like these. And if the way to capture that is through cake in the face, well then, let them eat cake. Thank you for being a part of my forever.